20 plus years ago, I could barely hold a conversation in English. Not because I didn't know the words, but because I was afraid of using them wrong. Imagine I'd sit on the phone with an American client, my heart racing, my mind constantly translating the words that they're saying, like every sentence, and I still felt like I was not sounding professional, or I sound very unprofessional. If you ever felt that way, I just want you to know that I've been in your shoes. And today, I would like to share my journey in English, how I went from that to someone who speaks English with confidence, even in high stakes business situations. So let's dive in. From struggling to confident. How did I become more confident? So 20 plus years ago, I had the ideas. So, like you have the ideas, the skills, the ambition, but when it's time to speak, the words don't quite come out the way you want. So, it's like there's this meme on the internet that when they speak English, they thought that they sounded or looked ferocious like the T Rex. But in reality, they sounded too gentle. It's like a mini uh, pet dinosaur or like a toy. And that's normal when you are starting with a language or if you're learning new stuff. So maybe you hesitate, maybe you feel nervous, and maybe deep down you wonder if people are judging your intelligence because of your English. So all of us, we fear being judged and being ridiculed by our friends, our peers. And that's okay. So in my journey, how did I overcome that fear? So during those days, my English was just okay, not very confident, but just okay. Imagine I studied in the Philippines, and starting from kindergarten, we use English textbooks. The alphabets that we use are Romanized, just like the Western countries, like UK and US. And during that time, I could write emails. I could understand the basics, but when it come to speaking, I stutter a lot. Maybe you already watched the movie King's Speech. So with that movie, in that movie, the king suffered from stuttering because I think there was a problem with the hand that he's using to write. He was corrected from being left-handed to right-handed, and if you're corrected from being left-handed to right-handed, they say that it has some effect on your brain or how you think or your coordination, or there might be a speech impediment or something. If I converse with my peers, like my fellow students, it's okay. But when it comes to the bosses, like clients, I stutter a lot. My voice would shake, my sentences felt broken. I was always worried I'd say something wrong and embarrass myself. So when you're in that position, you're not just translating in your head, you're also thinking about how you sound, worrying about making a mistake, and trying to keep the conversation moving all at the same time. And that could be stressful, especially at a young age. If you're in your 20s, it's very exhausting. There's also this funny thing that happened during my early years working in Manila, there's this old lady that kept on calling because she's arguing that she needs to get the $49.99 back. When she was talking with this agent, like a sales agent who convinced her to sign up for the satellite TV, she was promised that she will get $49.99 back after 2 months. So she kept on calling us, and it was routed to me. So I tried to entertain, and I politely told her that it does not come with the package that she signed up for. So she will not get the $49.99 back. So she was so angry and she asked for a supervisor. And there I was, so afraid of escalating the call to my supervisor. So I placed her on mute, or I think I put her on hold. And then after a few minutes, I came back changing my voice like, "Hello, I'm Jimmy, the supervisor." Something like that. So at first, she tried to answer everything, like conversing with a real supervisor. But later on, my voice switched back to my original voice, my original speaking voice. So she said, "Hey, I'm 73, but you can't fool me. You just changed your voice." So that was so hilarious. Imagine, uh, I'm so embarrassed with that situation. When my teammates knew about it, I was like a talk of the town, and that was very funny for me. The turning point in my English speaking journey is that when I started making friends. And the place where I worked, or my workplace, we have people from different nationality. So that's a plus. Okay, if you can connect with those people, you can improve faster. So just make friends. I understand that some of you might be introvert. Maybe you are introvert, but try to reach out to someone who can manage the situation where you will not be too exhausted to converse. So the first step is you can talk every day about anything under the sun. So that's what I did. I tried to talk to them in English, pure English, and I tried to ask anything about their culture and the way they did things in their own country. First, I was not very familiar with their culture, so I had a hard time understanding many things. But things started to make sense when I started to understand the references. Sometimes they're talking about movies, sports, music, or they have their own slang. If you're wondering about references like pop culture reference, I don't know about your age, but there's this band in the early 2000s called Linkin Park. So they have a song where it was very popular. Like, I don't remember the title of the song, but I saw this tweet like last year. It was so funny because in that tweet it says, "Why are there so many references about Linkin Park songs?" I understand that it's very nostalgic, nostalgic, like it brings you back in time. but in the end, it doesn't even matter. So I chuckled a bit because I got the reference. They are pertaining to a song, and it's part of the lyrics of the song of Linkin Park. So those are examples of pop culture reference. So you don't learn those things in the classroom, but at least if you know the song, the lyrics, later on, if someone posts something related to it, you'll get it. So from there, I realized that knowing grammar and vocabulary, they're not enough. So it's more of immersing yourself in the culture. Like, what do they consume? You should learn how to find that and learn how to consume what they consume, what they watch, the movies they watch, the song they listen to, their music, their slang, sports. So, in other words, you need to understand their world, where they are coming from. So, from there, I understood not just the meaning of the words, but meaning behind the words. Daily exposure. So, you try to expose yourself to the media, the news, and everything in English. So whenever I watch Netflix, I try to turn off the subtitles and I use my ears to comprehend and get what they're talking about. And if I don't understand the cultural reference or the pop culture reference, I try to search it on Google. Cultural curiosity. So you should always be curious about your peers and the way they do things, the way they understand the world around them. You can reach out and try to ask them like, "Hey, what about that food? Can I try that tikka masala or something?" So you can start a bond, and from there, you can get into other people's culture. And you can also ask about the Super Bowl. If your friends are talking about The Office, like it's like a comedy TV series, you can try to engage and ask them, "Hey, what is it about? I want to learn more about, or I want to learn deeply about this TV show." So you can watch together, or maybe spend a weekend with your peers, with your friends. Another thing that worked for me is safe practice spaces. So these are with your friends. You can practice English with them without being afraid of being judged. So you can just make a mistake. If you make a mistake, you can just ask them and try to clarify some things. So you should develop this safe practice spaces. So with this, I realized that language isn't just about accuracy, but it's about connection. And the more you connect with your friends, the more you open new doors. So it could be about business opportunity, it could be a raise or a salary increase, or it can be a new position in a new company, or it can also be promotion in your career. So the more you build these bridges, you tend to find more opportunities in life. If you feel that your English is okay, but you're not really confident, I just want you to know that confidence is not born in a grammar book, okay? So it's built on conversations, real connections, real mistakes. Like when you make a mistake in real life, that's how you learn. So try to set aside the ego and try to imbibe the culture. Try to absorb and immerse yourself in real English speaking environment. So you can converse with your friends, with your colleagues. Don't be shy. When you see them having their lunch, you can approach and try to converse in English. Like everything, try to imbibe everything and try to yourself. Try to immerse yourself in that environment where everyone speaks, listens to English, reads English. In this learning moments, it can develop you, not just your English skill, but also your personality and how you carry yourself, your confidence, your general confidence. And when you start building this higher self esteem, people notice that and people will see that in you. And you will uh, be able to get to new heights, maybe even reach the top of the career ladder. Who knows? If you watch this far, I know that you're serious with upgrading your skill, your English skill. So if you need or if you are interested in one on one coaching, don't forget to send us a message. You can just click on the link in the description or the link that you see here on the screen. And don't forget to hit the like button, and subscribe to our channel so that you will not miss anything whenever we upload new videos. Because the world needs your ideas. Let's make sure that English can help you deliver them with confidence. Okay. So that's where it made sense to me. When that's when I started. I'm lacking focus. I hate this. So the turning point in my English Let's drink some tea first, okay? It's a bit annoying. Right. Let's have some coffee first. Okay. How do we practice first? I don't know. Do we need to practice first? I don't know. 20 plus years ago, I could barely hold a conversation in English. It's not that I don't know the words, but I was afraid in using. What's that sound? Why is it vibrating? So let's turn off the external internet and let's just use the Wi-Fi or home internet. Okay, game. 20 plus years ago,